just asking people on the street and in the stores if you know who Ian Cogneato was.
I have no idea.
Yes, sir.
I don't believe I do.
You know, I don't.
I don't.
Not ringing any bells.
I don't.
Apparently no.
I have not. No, not as a person.
I do know now.
I do not.
No.
No, I haven't.
I've never heard.
I have absolutely no idea who that is.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan.
Actually, no, I don't.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard of Ian Cogneato?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you know about Ian Cogneato, who he was. What do you know about Ian Cogneato?
I know what type of toothpaste he uses and his foods of choice.
Really? Can you tell me more about him? Have you spent some serious time around this figure?
Yes, we used to eat bowls of cereal together a long time ago, several years ago, and played kickball.
So pretty serious then.
Yeah, kickball got pretty intense.
Kickball?
Yeah.
Is that one of his favorite sports? We don't really know much about this man. We want to know more.
No, I heard he plays tennis and tank tops, but he does use Crest toothpaste.
Ah, something to ponder. Well, thank you very much, sir. Anything else to say about Ian Cogneato?
No, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Hi, we were wondering if you've ever heard of Ian Cogneato.
Apparently no, because nothing comes to my mind.
Nothing comes into your cognito. Okay, well, thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you. Now, let me ask you something. Do you know who Ian Cogneato was?
I didn't really know till I just asked you, but I do know now.
Now you do know.
Yes.
Excellent. That's what we were hoping. Thank you very much, sir.
I'll tell you what. This is a good town, and he's a good person. As far as I'm concerned, he is. But I really did not know his name until you just said it.
This right there. Sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. I see you're busy there. I know you're a loyal patron to Mod Vintage.
Absolutely.
We were just asking people on the street and in the stores if you know who Ian Cogneato was.
Ian Cogneato?
Ian Cogneato.
I've never heard of him.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Personality of Ian Cogneato.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan.
And I know you're in a hurry, but you can walk and
Okay.
talk at the same time.
Okay.
We have a boom artist. What do you know about Ian Cogneato?
He has a fabulous, somewhat mullet and a great mustache, and he's a great, charming personality.
A charmer. I see. Well, what is it? How would you describe his past artistic endeavors? What did he do? What is he good at?
Oh, you know, his interview style?
Interview style?
Hands down. I mean, he seems to make people very comfortable.
Right.
I've never seen anyone very awkward on his show. They seem to really like liven up in his presence, and it seems like he's the kind of person that just walks in, lights up the room, and that works for his interviews.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Good. Hey, do you know who Ian Cogneato was?
Actually, no, I don't.
You have no idea?
No.
Okay. Hey, you got something to show us?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, we're here at Mod V. It's a nice place to get some good clothes at a good price, so come on ahead and follow me. Got a nice selection of shirts, which I always go straight here first, because I usually find a good shirt. Here's my main man, Channing. He runs this shop. How you doing, Channing?
How's it hanging in?
You know, it's going pretty well. You know, I just came in here to check out some new styles you got going on.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of new styles.
Right on. Well, got a couple questions, and then maybe you can help me find a style of my own.
Sure.
I'm very lacking in style these days.
I've noticed, but go ahead.
If you want to direct me into some ways of fashion, I'd be much obliged.
Hey, it's what I do for a living.
All right, let's check it out.
All right. Well, this is what I've been trying to say with fashion for like 10 years. Bravo. You've really shown your critics this time, Mr. Cogneato.
I'll take the whole lot, and if you could just charge that to Cat 3, I'd appreciate that. All right. Well, say what's up to Sabrina, and I'll be back when my clothes are out of style.
Okay, it'll be Monday at 4.
Monday at 4. All right, I'll be back. Later, dude.
Nice working with you.
You too. Oh, shit, my meter's out. Hey, how are you doing, cowboy? You mind if I borrow some money for my meter?
My friend, you can have all the money you need.
All right.
Here with the son of Albert Dugan. Hey. Now, Albert Dugan is actually a stage name of your father. He didn't use his real name. And what is your actual real name?
My actual real name is Luke Crone.
Luke Crone, okay. And what was your father's real name?
Well, see, I don't really know. Albert Dugan is all I ever knew real name-wise. So.
Really? Was he, say, trying to escape child support or something like that? Did you live with him growing up?
I lived with him growing up.
Oh,
I don't know my mom. I never met my mom.
Huh. And I hear your father, as Albert Dugan, was successful for a little bit in showbiz, and you, Ian Cogneato's father, who had money, and they both had a little bit of money. Now, what are you doing right now?
Right now, not really much of anything. I've been looking for my dad.
Right.
You know, he just kind of disappeared. I don't really know where he went. I haven't heard anything from him for a little over a year now. So I'm driving a cab, and
right.
That's about it.
So he didn't leave you any of the money he had?
No, he didn't. And I know he had quite a little chunk of change set aside, and just disappeared one day.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us. That sounds familiar. As to what I heard about Ian Cogneato's father, is he had a certain amount of money, and the producer Chase Thompson mentioned that he never actually got any. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, he was really upset about it.
Really? Well, I imagine. It's starting to rain, so we're going to have to actually change locations or wrap up here pretty soon. But I've actually been looking for some leads, looking for some relatives of Ian Cogneato. Do you know anybody in particular?
You know, I know he had an uncle.
Really?
His uncle, funded, the show.
His uncle?
Yeah, for the most part.
Are you mean he's still living? I've heard of an uncle that's dead.
Yeah, well, he had, I don't really know the full story on it. It's, it's one of those, families that there's a lot of pain in there, a lot of,
right.
A lot of things that people don't really talk about all that often.
Right, I hear there's some family genetic disorders.
Yeah.
Particularly around the mustache, which I didn't believe at first. Extra sensitive.
Right.
That sort of thing. He's got some weird fetish fixations based on it.
Right.
Now let's actually talk about this uncle again. Do you know where he lives? Can you give me that information off camera at some point?
Possibly, yeah.
If you maybe have.
It would have to be totally off record. Just.
Okay. Yeah, totally off record. Cool. Thanks for that. Now, tell us a little bit about your father, Albert Dugan. He was already experienced. Did he actually help train Ian Cogneato in the hosting arts?
Ian Cogneato, he's his own man.
Right.
He kind of, people would offer suggestions and whatnot, but, those would probably just be shoved under the rug, just brushed under there.
Right, right.
So, for the most part, Ian Cogneato is his own character, his own person, own human being.
Right. And you were a little bit younger when this was being filmed. Were you on the set very much?
I was for one day. I just came over. My dad was just acting really strange this one particular day. And so, you know, I saw a little bit of what went on behind the scenes and whatnot.
Right. So did Ian Cogneato have any sort of mood issues or anything? I know he drank a lot. Was he?
Yeah, he's
okay?
a heavy drinker.
Right.
There's some other, you know, I'm not 100% on what it was, but there's probably some prescription pills in there or something.
Whoa, really?
You know, just some weird stuff, maybe for some like psychotic or
antipsychotics,
something like
because
that.
of family disorders. Right. Yeah, he was definitely one of a kind.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. Do you have anything to say before we wrap up?
No, just looking for your dad. You know, hope you're not dead. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You's an ugly mug. I can barely stand to look at you. Look at you. You don't do nothing. You sit around all day. You empty inside. I hate you. Just the ugliest mug. You got no skills. I just don't see what your point is. That's why I got something here for you. You like that when I teabag you like that, huh? You like that in your face? I thought you would. What you gonna do now, mug? Do something. No! No! Come on! Please! No, what have I done? What have I done?
What are you doing, man? I'm saving you from this weak-ass sandwich. Weak-ass sandwich, man? I'm hungry. Yeah, but this sandwich needs to be pimped. And it's your lucky day, because I'm on a show called Pimp My Sandwich. Yeah? Yeah, and we're going to pimp this sandwich for you at no charge. All right. Well, we're going to take it. We're going to take the sandwich. Look at this. Weak excuse for a sandwich. We're going to bring it back all pimped out. We'll be back in 1 week. Week? Yo, yo. What's up, man? Bet you excited. Oh, man, I'm excited. I'm starving, man. Has it been a week already? A week, man. Yeah, let's get on with this, man. I'm hungry. All right. Well, you ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my God. That's amazing, man. Yeah. Whoa. Look at this. What's this? Look at this. This is your own personal game system so you can play video games on your sandwich. Oh, my. Man, that's... Look at this. Latest in video game technologies. Yeah. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Yeah, well, what is that, man? That's your cell phone in your sandwich. No way, man. Oh, my God. Thanks so much. Oh. God, that's amazing. How do you do that? Get free long distance for 2 weeks. Man. It's going to be a great deal. You know, and just look at this. Oh, it just flips right back in there. Oh, man, thanks a lot, Pimp My Sandwich, man. You're welcome. Another satisfied customer. Yeah. All right, will you enjoy? I will, man. Fun eating that. Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah.
Fight!
Hello, thanks for staying with us during the Homage to Ian Cogneato. We're here in Studio B and we have a special guest, a man who's been with Ian Cogneato since the very beginning of his career, the producer of everything Ian Cogneato has ever hosted, Chase Thompson. Chase, thanks for coming into the studio.
Oh, it looks great. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's come a long way. I like it.
Yeah, I like the lighting back here. This is really nice.
Yeah, so, yep.
So you were with Ian Cogneato for mainly 2006. Is that
Yeah,
right?
most of 6, some was 2007, so it went fast. It was a fast time in my life.
Ian wasn't around very long.
No, and I wonder if he's still around. I think about him sometimes, for sure.
Actually, I've been asking around, and no one seems to know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really have, too much of a impact, but he did on himself, for sure, I'd say.
I've noticed after deciding to make the show and previewing clips from pretty much anything I can get a hold of Ian Cogneto's, that every once in a while he'll slip in something about dying, like he has some sort of death wish. He likes playing scenes where he's roaming aimlessly through a graveyard, or someone drops poison into his chalice.
Yeah, he had a lot of, and even with his family, his history, if I remember correctly, the whole family line had just a weird deaths, if I remember. But they all really truly believed what they were doing was righteous. So maybe I don't know. Maybe there's something to that.
Maybe so.
But
there was a certain non-hesitation to Ian's behavior.
Yeah, he was kind of a violent guy sometimes.
Really?
He actually, in the 5th episode while making it, he was really, really upset that everyone thought that me and him were the same person. And he called me out, and he said, come out in front of the camera, kind of thing. And he actually shot me right here. I've actually got a scar right here.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
See it? Right there.
That was only the 5th episode. Did you have a contract to go to 12? Is that why you stayed?
I don't know why I stuck around so long, Sometimes when you're in a bad thing, it's easier just to stay in it. And, it took me 6 months to heal, and actually he did a couple episodes on his own. He was a horrible alcoholic for a while, really liked whiskey. He slept around with Satan. He did some terrible things. So, he always wanted to leave that stuff in. I said, it's cable access. You can do whatever you want. So, go for it.
To modern Hollywood, even if someone's completely heterosexual, sometimes they'll take the androgynous slant to it if they're an entertainer, I've noticed.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell if he was going that way.
I don't know. I think...
not that it's important or anything.
Yeah, I think that... I just think he liked everybody. So he didn't want to seclude himself from whether it be a gender or I don't know, any group of, I don't know what's up with Ian maybe. He never ever tried anything on me, but he always was very, very close to me.
I see, even though he shot you.
I look at it as like a love-hate kind of thing. We actually did work well together. We cranked out 12 episodes.
Right.
And then he kind of fizzled out with a weak attempt at a little game show.
You betcha.
You betcha.
Based on what I hear, one of his heroes.
Yeah.
Groucho Marx.
Groucho Marx, yeah.
Is that where he got the mustache, or was that more of a family thing?
It's funny. I found some old photos of him when he was born, and he was actually born with that mustache, if you can believe that.
Like it's some sort of family genetic mutation, perhaps?
Yeah, and he always complained about it being really tender. It was very sensitive. Like, he would stroke it all the time.
Right.
And he really enjoyed people touching his mustache or just looking at it, like, right in the face.
Very
The mustache had a face.
Right. That I did not know. Well, let me ask you something.
Sure,
Chase.
sure.
He's gone.
Have not seen him around.
I haven't seen him. I haven't heard where he could be. Was it the alcoholism, or is he dead?
I think it could be both. I think that I like to think of Ian as like Tupac or Elvis dead, or Amelia Earhart dead.
Right.
Like dead, but maybe not dead.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. There's just, it would be really sad to think that he's worm food right now, He had so much life in him.
Right. Well, let me ask you this then. How did it end? Did it end on a good foot?
Let's see. How did it end? Episode 12. Like I said, that's a period of my life.
What was the
Very
last thing he
hard.
said to you?
We were actually, oh man, it's kind of embarrassing. I don't know if I can say this, but we were staring each other deeply in the eye, and I told him it's over. I wasn't making any more shows with him.
Right.
And he said that I would regret it someday, and he threatened to shave his mustache, which would be extremely painful for him, I'm sure, and that he was gonna like cut it off and give it to me, kind of like a Van Gogh kind of thing.
Right.
And he never did. He threatened to, and then he stormed out, and that was in late 2007, so I haven't seen him since, and I hope you get to the bottom. I'm curious to know if he's still out there, if he's doing okay.
We
I still
really
think
don't have
about
any
you.
leads. Do you know if he left behind a relative, a girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, something like that?
Nope. No one would probably claim to be his girlfriend. He, episode 7, handheld, oh, that's when he was down and out. Sitting on his back porch, just didn't care about audio quality or anything of the show, and you know, as a producer, I was like, Ian, that's not a good take. We're gonna have to do it again. He's like, no, just.
So you could see it going downhill by episode 7.
Oh, that's the turning point.
Right.
Yeah, you'll notice that's when you lose the studio for a while, and then he gets it back again. Like he lost everything there for a while, but he's back.
Wow.
Or he was back.
Yeah.
He might be back. I don't know.
Who knows?
I hope you find him.
Well, I know he did lose the mustache for a little while.
Yeah?
He did for a little while. There was an episode where he had his mustache trimmed to look like Hitler's mustache.
Yeah, I think he was going for a Chaplin.
Right,
He was
of course.
mistaken as a Hitler, and he got drilled.
And was Chaplin one of his heroes?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He you know, just has a great physical presence to him, so I'm sure there was some sort of attraction there.
Right. Yeah, some of the greats, vaudeville influence.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Groucho, pretty much anyone with a stash. Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
Also, that'd be Hardy, him and his stash. All the greats.
Awesome.
But he wasn't that great himself, really.
His personal life?
I don't think he's. I think he was kind of. You know, I mean, he's got it. He put his face on a T-shirt. It's like, that's kind of weak. That's kind of weird. I mean, I said, just put the mustache on the shirt, you know?
It's his trademark. It's a logo.
Yeah. Why does your whole face have to be on there?
Right.
But I think he did some great things for Columbia. Really got some people aware on some of the issues.
He had some political issues, actually, he supported.
Yeah, he
was really against the idea of changing the name of the downtown to the district.
I hated that, and personally, I do. I do too.
Right.
Did no one ever see like the District of Columbia? I just can't believe that was not in a think tank session. I was like, District of Columbia. Nope, don't have one of those. Let's just call it the district. I don't know. Not a good rebranding name. I don't see anything wrong with downtown.
Right.
And
downtown.
That was one area where Ian and I definitely agreed on, and that's why we did the episode 6 was an hour-long special, because we got so much footage and people were talking about it. And there's also the tobacco ban, the smoking crawl or whatever,
right.
Tobacco crawl.
Right.
There was the $30,000 logo that they did for the Columbia, the most artsy, fartsy, hipster town in the world, or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, and it looked like we had a joke like the guy whoever made that was like, got like wasted one night and woke up the next morning and was like, oh my God, I forgot to do this $30,000 project for the city. Goes into and makes this stupid little thing when what we really should have done was open it up to all of the graphic artists in town and have a contest, and then you would get a lot of great, and then, you know, great work, and you could have the city vote on it and get the people really involved in it. But he just kind of showed up one day and really ticked Ian off, and he went on a rant right here in the studio about it. And
well, one can tell that,
weird.
that Ian was very grassroots. He was very much into the community, and that part seemed very authentic. Aside from music videos and local film, the influence of Ian Cogneato touched dance, video games, catchphrases,
this guy's a real bodysuit,
and admits rumors of a mysterious death wish. Ian continued his philanthropic efforts in the realms of female arm wrestling. Well, it looks like our time is just about over. We'll end our homage with a montage of our man of the hour. Thanks for tuning in.